Hello, fellow Star Wars fans. My name is Staraptor, and welcome back to the channel. I'm back with another High Republic short story recap. This time it's for the Chronicles of Corellia, Cracking the Mask, located in Insider 228, written, of course, by Alyssa Wong. And in this story, we have two main characters on both sides of this Nihil conflict. We have Driggit, who is working for the Nihil, or is she really? We'll get into that later on in this video. And we also have Ruu, who is the disgraced Padawan that is kind of unhinged with his anger and his violence. So we have Driggit, who is on board of the Starhopper, which is a ship that used to be Yoda's ship traveling around the galaxy with the younglings. And since this Warden character has taken it over. We have Driggit, who is reminiscing about her friend Gavi back on Valo. They are best friends, and now they've been separated. And Driggit is really just saying all this, what she's doing is to protect Valo and her friends while she joined the Nihil. All this is just a facade. She is essentially a free agent, if you will, even though it's unbeknownst to the Nihil. So she has given a mission by the Warden to go to this outpost to try to get this design for this new ship, which we find out is an eviscerator, which is a callback to phase 2 of the High Republic, in which I believe it was the people of the planet of Irona that used these drill ships to cause havoc, and they have been outlawed since. So this is a big deal that the Nihil are getting their hands on this technology, perhaps. So her mission is to go there, steal the ship from the shipbuilder, and also get this intel. Meanwhile, you have Ruu, who is given a similar mission by Crash Ongwa to figure out what's going on with the ship and destroy it if he absolutely needs to. So this is kind of a collision course for these two characters. We have Driggit that arrives and is immediately beset upon by this warring Nihil faction. And that's what's really interesting, is because you have this Thielen character who is the one that requisitioned this drill ship, but he is not in cahoots with the Warden. So you have already these, splinter cells of Nihil fighting other Nihil, essentially. So we have Driggit, who gets basically captured by this guy. But then you also have Ruu that comes in and just starts annihilating everybody, just cutting through Nihil. You don't see Jedi really doing that, right? You don't see them just outright killing people. But his master was killed in combat about a year ago, excuse me, on Corellia. And she basically imparted this knowledge about this whole time he's fighting. He also is daydreaming about, or thinking about rather, lessons that she had taught him about lightsabers, not as a weapon, but as a tool to save people and encourage people. And he's keeping it at the back of his mind as he's slaying these Nihil mercilessly. But he is able to detonate the ship, destroy it, causes chaos and havoc. And then we even see Driggit just strangulate this Thielen leader of the other Nihil that tried to get her. So, of course, this is a lot of brutality in this, adult-oriented Insider magazine. It's really interesting because these are characters that are pulled from basically all ages comics, with a younger audience. But then you're seeing these characters in this more mature form, in the long written form, being absolute animals and being very violent. So it's very different kind of juxtaposition of these characters in the different mediums. But I digress. So basically, by the end of this, you have this choice, and Driggit has a gun pointed at the shipbuilders at the airlock, or she's dangling the information that Ruu could really use. Ruu is bloodthirsty, as we know. He would rather care less about saving this shipbuilder from going out the airlock, and rather, it's a small sacrifice to get this information into the right hands of the Republic to destroy these eviscerators. But alas, he decides to have a heart, and he actually saves the guy, but that allows Driggit to get away. Driggit ends up going back to Eriadu and hands over this information to this young Tarkin woman, 15-year-old named Malson. And we've seen her in the High Republic Adventures a little bit in the last issue, I believe. So it appears that Driggit is a double agent. She's working against the Warden. She tells Amelson to requisition a fake version of this to give to the Warden to sabotage those ships so they can never use them again. So I really like this issue. I think this story really had a lot of meat on its bones for both of these characters to really flesh out these characters. I know Rue a lot more. I know Driggit and her motivations a lot more. And that's all you could really ask for a story like this that's, you know, a very short, bite-sized piece of content. Although I believe this was the longest short story we have had yet in Insider. So it's cool getting to sit down and really get absorbed into the story. But that's about it for cracking the mask. Now, next time we are going to go pick up back with Pippa and Joss Adrian, back with Lydia Kang. Tales from the Occlusion Zone is returning. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this tale. Let's talk about it. And for more on the channel, you're already in the right place. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. That's going to do it for me, Star. But thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram @StarRaptor.